Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to as well. Today, this one's for the girlies. We're doing a girl talk. I'm so excited for this video. I have some great topics to go over. If you're new here, hi, my name is Francesca. I make vlogs, hauls, routines, and everything in between. So if you like any of that, just go ahead and subscribe. Just do it. You done it? You're good? Okay. Before we get into this video, I do want to explain, all of these topics are going to be placed into categories. So if there's anything that's not really for you, feel free to kind of skip through the chapters. Also guys, even though this is a girl talk, you could probably learn some things. Our first topic is going to be relationships, love, and dating. First thing, love languages. So if you don't know, there are, I believe, 5 love languages. It kind of just talks about how someone either expresses love or receives love. There's things like acts of service, gift giving, physical touch, words of affirmation, and time spent or quality time. My personal love languages are very different from what I give than what I want to receive. I am definitely a huge person who loves having words of affirmation and physical touch and quality time. Those are my top 3. I believe when I took the test it was 30 something for each of those. But as someone who gives out love, I am really big on acts of service as well as quality time. But that is my main way that I feel like I'm really giving into someone, is giving them acts of service. And I don't know, that's been a hard thing because I feel like a lot of people think that I expect that back, but really I don't. I just really love spending time with people, even if it's just friendship love or relationship love. That quality time and words of affirmation are so important to me, especially because sometimes we can all get into our mental and think, does this person even care about me? Do they even want me to be here? And you kind of have to stop and think to yourself, oh, okay, they said this, they did this, that means that, and kind of translating that back and forth. Especially in friendships. Friendships are so hard to read, and especially girl friendships, girls. We need to learn how to communicate with each other better. We really do. But comment down below what your love language is, and if you don't know, I'm going to put in the description the little test so that you can find out. If you're in a relationship, I definitely suggest that you both take the test. It actually really helps, and you guys can kind of have a conversation about it. Deal breakers in relationships. Listen, I think everybody should be making a list of things that they just simply won't tolerate. I did this in 7th grade or 8th grade on the bus on my way to bowling intramurals, which if you don't know what intramurals are, I'm not even about to go into that, but that list has gotten so short since then because my tolerance once you get into college was that's okay, that's fine. Definitely cheating is just a deal breaker to begin with. Cheating is a #1 thing. Another big thing for me is cigarettes. I hate the smell. I hate the way the air tastes after someone smokes. I hate how it gets into everything. And I have asthma, so you're not killing me. If you don't care about me and you decide to smoke, that's on you. I don't, no cigarettes. I think just another thing too is just how the interactions go. I am at this point in my life where you are not going to pretty much manhandle me. I hate that word, but you're not going to try to be bossy or aggressive or anything like that. I love assertiveness. I'm all for assertiveness, but when it crosses that line, that's a huge deal breaker to me, especially with some things that have happened in the past. I'm red flag, red flag, red flag. I gotta get out of here. A lot of things I feel can be talked out. I'm trying to think what else are my major deal breakers. I definitely think disrespecting your mother is another one, and I know that sounds crazy, but I have definitely dated people where I've been around them and their mom, and I've watched how they treat their mother, and I was taken aback by it and definitely said something, but I was they just have that kind of relationship, and later on you find out that that's how they also will treat you, because it's just kind of innate. That's the main woman in their life. You're going to become the next main woman in their life, and they're going to treat you just about the same, if not worse. What physical features are you attracted to? I am an eyes person, and I feel for a while there it was specifically set colors, but it's so hard to explain. I love big eyes, I love how a person's like iris is put together. Like some people can have like dark brown eyes, but there's still like these little gold trims in them. Clearly, I pay attention to eyes. So that's the main thing. Height, and this is about to, I'm gonna get some slack for this in the comments, I know. I don't really like dating anyone who's too much shorter than like 5'10", 5'11", and I'm 5'2", and I know I have no room to talk about someone's height, but I don't know, it's a preference of mine physically for someone to be taller. I, at this point, don't care about like the build of a person, but it's just a preference for them to be taller. Yeah, sorry. Otherwise, I think that I'm pretty across the board. Like, I have dated someone just about from every kind of racial background. I've dated multiracial people. I don't really have any physical things with that, but it's all kind of in a jawline, and I'm really big on how people dress. Like, excuse my neighbors and their Toyota 86 being loud as all get out. I'm just gonna talk over them because it doesn't sound like they're leaving. But anyway, I'm a big thing on how a person's dressed. So like, there's like a certain style, kind of like that streetwear, but also like skater at the same time, that you kind of morph together with a little bit of country. That type of vibe, which I know if you haven't seen it, you're probably like, girl, what? That type of vibe, that works for me. That's like my thing. That's my physical attractiveness. Next topic is, why are guys so trifling? Now, listen, I had two different people basically say the same statement of something that they want to talk about, and this is gonna segue into another topic that you guys brought up. So first off, listen, I think the biggest problem with our generation is the fact that there are no proper ways of us to go about dating. Like, you have the option of school, work, and online dating, or maybe you bump into somebody, or someone you know knows somebody. And it's not like how it was like once you're out of school. It's not like how it was in school, where you're like, okay, well, I go to second period math with such and such, so I get to see this person, we get to build a relationship, and then we can start dating. It's so isolated and weird, and I think that's the biggest thing that has built room for kind of what both of these people are discussing, is kind of that concept of ghosting. Like, you have to basically, it's almost like you have to keep trying to get to the next stage of dating over and over again now. Like, it's so confusing why it's so hard, and I think a lot of it has to do with online dating, which is something that somebody asked me about as well that we're going to talk about. We'll kind of segue. So I think with online dating, it's created this space, and online in general, where someone can be less accountable for their actions and their emotions and their comments. So I think a lot of people have gotten to the point where they don't have to physically see you, especially at our age. We're not in school together. We're not, you know, if you're not working with this person, you're not working with the person. And so it becomes to that point where I don't have the responsibility to be a decent human being, because I'm behind a screen, I'm in a text message, I'm via a dating app, I'm, you know, via Skype, whatever. I can ghost you and not feel anything about it because I don't have to see you again. And I think that's created like this attitude, and it's not just in men, some girls do it too. I mean, a lot of my guy friends are going through the same thing. It's created this attitude of like, I don't have to commit to anything, even to the slightest bit of like committing to talking to someone, not even like a relationship. Like, we aren't even there yet. They're trying to get there, and you know, it's kind of just a tussle. And I just think that online part has created such a crazy caveat that people just don't care. I have found for myself the most easiest way to find people that are going to actually invest time in relationships has been dating like mutual friends, or going through means of school if you're still in school, or work, things like that. Be careful with work, but it does work out in positive ways sometimes. To the person who also asked about my opinions of online dating, or kind of talking about it, this is why I feel like online dating sucks. Because so before I started dating my boyfriend, of course, as a young 20-year-old, I used the Tins, I used Bumble, I used all of those things to try and just see what was out there. I am a very paranoid person, and I trust literally no one. So I did not go on any dates really, except from people that I already knew that I ended up matching with. And I was like, okay, well, this is somebody that I went to high school with. I can kind of talk to people around me and be like, hey, such and such okay, you know, that sort of thing. So I'm very cautious. Listen, girlies, I say if you're confident and you're okay, definitely go ahead and do the online dating thing, but understand that you're going to get back to where these two girls who talked about this topic of guys being trifling or ghosting and that sort of thing, or, you know, just lying and being dishonest. Understand that you are communicating with someone over the internet. Do not take anything serious until you guys have been like seeing each other in physical form for like a good amount of time. That's my one big thing. And also just be safe. If you're gonna go on a date with somebody like from online, make sure that you take one of your friends with you. They don't have to be there, like your date doesn't have to know that they're there, but have them like down the street, around the corner, or not too far where they can kind of help you if anything goes wrong. And also, like, have a friend that you can call to, like, fake an emergency. And I know that's absolutely terrible, but it's the truth. If you want to get out of a situation, have a friend that you can call that you can fake an emergency. I have definitely done that for people. I've done that for people that I'm not even close friends with. I've done that for my best friends, of honestly falling apart and pretending to cry to get them out of situations. And that's terrible, but I mean, I just want all of you guys to be safe. It's a scary world out there. It really is. And you don't know who you're getting involved with. You don't know if you're about to get Tinder swindled. You don't know what's happening. So I just say be safe with it. And guys, if any of you are still watching this girl talk, do better. Girls who are out here ghosting people, do better. We need to communicate. Be an adult. Speak up. Say what your feelings are. Say how you're feeling. Why. Like, if you're not feeling someone, that's totally okay. If you're barely talking to them, or even if you're deeply talking to them, tell them, hey, I'm not feeling this, and just move along. Move on. And the last topic and my relationships, love, and dating was actually someone who asked about when was a good time to lose your virginity, which, honey, I'm not the person to have that conversation with. That is for you and yourself to have that conversation. I definitely feel like it's something that you need to know in your heart and your mind and your soul that you are okay with. You have to take into account religious beliefs, safety, things like that. So just make sure that, you know, you're okay with whoever your partner is, you're okay with the situation, you're okay with the time, the location, all of that you're being safe, using protection, blah, 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 blah. Like, you have to really make that decision, and I don't feel like I am an authority to answer that. And I got 2 of these. They were both anonymous, so I didn't want to like talk about it, but I don't feel like that's something that you should garnish, you know, advice from other people from. If you're asking the question whether you're ready, I would personally feel like you're not necessarily ready, because don't have that doubt in your mind, and you don't have to rush things, you know. You can get to that point wherever you want to get to that point, and it is totally and utterly okay. Okay, so we're getting into the hygiene, health, and beauty section of this. So first things first, I had a question about skincare and makeup. Makeup, first off, post-quarantine, I barely wear makeup. I wear CoverGirl Matte Finish Foundation in the color 356 and 365, which is hilarious because, like, the number swap. That's kind of my summer and winter skins. I also use the Essence Beauty eyelashes, just eyelashes, mascara, that like false lash one, and then for like anything else, I have a lot of like elf brushes and things like that. I have an elf set of brushes, so that's kind of what I use for applying my makeup. I have a bunch of different palettes of eyeshadow. I barely wear makeup now, and if I do, it's like eyeliner, which is normally like Maybelline liquid liner, the Essence eyelashes, some of the CoverGirl, some of the CoverGirl concealer and foundation, and then I have started like filling my eyebrows in with the elf lift pencil. So you basically just fill it in, you brush it, and that's kind of the gist of my makeup. I was doing my makeup like crazy that little stint before quarantine, and then quarantine happened, and I can count on my hands the number of times I've used makeup probably in like the last year or so. But those are the products that I mostly use. Kind of segueing into that, someone talks about how often do you clean your makeup brushes, or like how often should you clean your makeup brushes. I I'm very guilty of using a like beauty blender and just leaving it and probably using it again, and that's probably why I have acne on my face. But I say that after every use, you should try to like clean your brushes. What I have been trying to get in the habit of, when I have been like wearing makeup, I will do my makeup and then I'll fill the sink up with the like some water and some cleanser and let all of that soak, and then at some point while I'm getting ready, come take it out, wring it out, and then I come back and clean it again with like spritz of alcohol. So I try to do it every time, but I understand that does not always happen. Another question was about my favorite body care products. I'm such a simple person when it comes to body care. I am in love with the Dove Pampering Body Gel. It's like a shea butter scent. I love that. So that's a big thing for me right now. Also, the Glam Body Scrub in the scent Brown Sugar. It like that smells like fresh cookies. Like I can't even explain to you how good that smells. It's just so good. It's at Target if you want it. It's black owned, woman owned. Just go get it. Go get it. Okay. So those are like my kind of main like body care things. I do use like Bath and Body Works spray. I am a big champagne toast girl. I love that scent. I think it complements me very well. That's like my main scent that I kind of go to. And yeah, if you guys want to see like the hygiene stuff that I buy, like get really in depth about it, check out this video here. That's like my hygiene shopping haul, and I kind of talk about my hygiene routine there, because I don't have like go-to items except for those. Those are like my main go-to items. Now we're segueing into the lifestyle and mental health section. I had a really great question for this one or topic, and it was talking about comparisons. How do you get yourself to stop comparing yourself? I think a lot of my like anxiety and stress in life comes from comparing myself, either comparing myself to a former version of myself, comparing myself to like the ideal version of myself, and that could be ideal version of myself that I think of, or the ideal version of myself that I think someone else thinks of me. And then also there's social media, which is so stressful. So a big thing for me, like YouTube wise, is I watch a lot of YouTubers. I mean, I like YouTube, so I watch a lot of YouTubers, and I will see a lot of smaller YouTubers grow very quickly, and I'll get very stressed out by their numbers. And it's like, are you doing what you enjoy? Are you doing what you love? Yes, yes. Okay, then you don't need to worry about what somebody else is doing. And so I think that's something that I've realized with YouTube, but even just like comparing myself, like when I go out, if how I'm dressed versus how somebody else is dressed, or how somebody looks versus how I look, it's really like something that you have to work on. And it has a lot to do with building up your self-esteem, building up your self-love. And maybe that's something that I can kind of talk about a little bit more, because I mean, of course, we're all still struggling through that. It's definitely not an easy fix at all whenever. But I think one thing that I've told myself is like, am I happy with what I'm doing, what I'm wearing, what I'm saying, whatever it is that I'm comparing? I try to let myself know, like, are you happy with it? If you're happy with it, then cool. And also, people grow at different lengths, because sometimes when you're comparing yourself to somebody else, you might think they're doing really well, you might think things are going good, but at the end of the day, it's turmoil, or it's an issue, or it's bad, or it's not something they're happy with, and they might be jealous of you. And, you know, you gotta have to keep that in mind. So really just really working on that self-love, you know, complimenting yourself. Like, I tell yourself in the mirror, like, girl, you look good. Or, hey, I like the way my voice sounds today. Just saying positive things to yourself to kind of counteract those, like, self-doubt thoughts will really make a huge difference, because you have to build up you so that you don't even care about who or how or why or what somebody else looks like. Kind of similar, someone asked about kind of gaining gym self-confidence, and honestly, this is something that I would love to hear some tips or comments in the comments section about. So I feel like maybe this question was kind of talking about the confidence and like feeling judged, maybe physically or maybe by what you're doing, or just feeling awkward. So I've been going to the gym now pretty consistently for like a month and a half, and I don't feel weird going to the gym. There's a lot of times that I go to the gym and there's a lot of people there because I go to a Planet Fitness and I want to use a certain like equipment that I get stressed out, and I just don't use that equipment because it may be something that I want to try new, but I don't want to be judged or have some dude come over to me and try to mansplain how to use the machine. I want to discover and explore that myself. So it kind of stresses me out sometimes. A big thing that I've learned to do in the gym, and Planet Fitness is definitely a very different ball game than other gyms. A lot of people aren't there to work out. They're definitely there to be seen, and that in itself is stressful. So a lot of times when I go into Planet Fitness, once I get in the locker room, I go ahead and put my headphones in, start my YouTube video, start the music that I'm listening to, whatever it is, keep my headphones in, and I've learned to basically zero in watching YouTube while doing certain exercises, like the exercising bike, the treadmill, the things like that. I watch YouTube because it zonks me out. Like, I don't even realize that there are people around me because I'm so focused on completing my physical tasks, but also focusing on the video. So I don't know, maybe that helps some people, and I'm still working on getting past that anxiety and stress of like trying new equipment, or maybe trying to learn your form and get used to doing a certain task, and you feel that stress that other people are watching you. I would just say try your best to block it out and be as confident as you can be. But if anyone has better advice in the comments, please go ahead and comment down below, because I get stressed when I try to use new machines and there's a lot of people, and I don't. It's not good, but I don't. And the last question that we have that was a part of our grab bag section was, what type of vibe or aesthetic are you going for this summer clothing wise? This is like completely off topic from everything else, so I was like, I'm just gonna throw it in here though. I'm really trying to, like, I've learned that I don't need to like find a style, and I think I was trying to do that for a good bit. I was very much so like tomboy dressed for a good bit there, refused to ever wear a dress, like very much so that kind of vibe. And I've gotten older and I'm like, I actually kind of like dresses. Like, you don't have to put together an outfit, you just put a dress on, put on some shoes, and it don't even matter if the shoes match sometimes. Like, dresses are great. So I'm really just kind of picking from what I like from different types of style. I definitely really love like the kind of streetwear vibe of like wearing nice sneakers, the things, what do you call those? Biker shorts. Wearing nice sneakers, biker shorts, and an oversized t-shirt. That is a vibe. It's so comfy, it's so cute. You put on some earrings, you're good, you go. But I am also still like in that nice little like boho kind of vibe, especially with the type of dresses that I like. And then on top of everything, everyone always tells me that I dress like a suburban mom, so apparently that's also my style, like wearing a baseball cap and a t-shirt and some shorts and whatever, some Birks. So really, my vibe this summer is comfy. I definitely want to wear more browns. I want to wear more oranges. I want to wear more peaches, kind of those types of tones. That's probably something more that I'm focusing on, is color. Earth colors, like greens and browns and peaches and beiges and things like that. And then I also want to get some sneakers, because right now, like my whole like life, pretty much, I primarily wore Vans and Converse, and that is it, and sandals, of course. So I have like heels and wedges and stuff like that, because over time of having to go to events and do stuff like that, I've gotten those. But I really want to up my sneaker game. Like, I really do. I own a pair of Air Force Ones, and that's cool, but I definitely want to get some Dunks and things like that. I don't really think I care to get Jordans. If I do, it'll probably be like a pair of Jordan 1s, but that's a goal of mine, to get like 1 or 2 pairs of sneakers. Well guys, that is it for today's girl talk. That was a little long, actually longer than I thought. If you guys have any additional topics you'd like for me to talk about, go ahead and comment down below. If you guys like this video, I definitely will be doing another one, so make sure that you hit subscribe, and let me know how you feel about some of these topics. Kind of give me your in-depth feelings. Let me know like the nitty-gritty of it all. So make sure that you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe again. I thank all of my new subscribers so much for being here, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.